So this is question number 3. Alright, so why do clothes often cling together after tumbling in a clothes dryer? So let's look at the answer provided by the junior tutor, and then we'll think about what is the correct answer to this question. When clothes are dried in a dryer, clothes get rubbed and the electrons on the outermost layer of clothes pass to other attached clothes. So we're talking about the transfer of electrons. Thus the charge on clothes gets accumulated and an adhesive force acts between the clothes. Okay? Hence rubbing the clothes made the clothes charged. Clothes cling together when the dryer is dried. So this is the correct answer, but let's think about this with respect to kind of why this happens. So let's say we had, I'll just make 2 boxes, and each box represents pieces of clothes. Okay, let's just say these are kind of tumbling around in the dryer, and each one has kind of, let's say, a certain set of electrons. So a certain set of, let's say, yeah, so 4 electrons, and let's say 4, let's say, protons, or positively charged. So it has 4 positive charged particles and 4 negatively charged. So these are neutral, so they're initially neutrally charged. There's no charge associated to them, and we'll say both of them have the same kind of amount of charges. So in reality, there's a lot more of this, but just for understanding, this is what we're going to go through. So let me just erase this and redraw it above. So when we rub 2 pieces of clothes together, essentially electrons start moving between them. So we'll have, let's say, this piece of clothing will transfer some electrons. So some electrons will hop off. So we'll erase this one and this one. And now we have 2 more electrons on this piece of clothing. So after this rubbing in the dryer, what ends up happening is we end up with the piece of clothing on the left side will be more positively charged because there's more positive charges than negative. Initially it was neutral, but because there was a transfer of electrons, it becomes positively charged. And the second piece of clothing that obtained the electrons will become negatively charged. And because we know opposites attract, so a positively charged particle or a positively charged piece of clothing will be attracted to a negatively charged. So if they were both positive, they would not attract. But because there's a positive charge on one piece of clothing and a negative charge on another piece of clothing, we get this attractive force, and that's why you have the clinging. And that's kind of the explanation. And this has a name to this effect, and it's called the triboelectric effect. So the junior tutor answers this question correctly, and I hope this explains why we have the clinging, because of the transfer of electrons. So correct answer. Great job. And we'll mark this solution as correct.